Every morning memories stray across the sea where flying fishes play. And as the night is falling, I find that I'm recalling that blissful, all enthralling day. I found my love in Avalon beside the bay. I left my love in Avalon and sailed away. I dream of her and Avalon from dusk till dawn. And so I think I'll travel on to Avalon. Avalon, holy smokes, I muffed up that melody in the middle, but that was the first crack at a song. Avalon, 1920. Vincent Rose wrote the music. I found found my love in Avalon beside the bay. I left my love in Avalon and sailed away. I dream of, there it is. I dream of her and Avalon from dusk till dawn. And so I think I'll travel on to Avalon. Avalon. Avalon, 1920. And there was a lawsuit. It turns out Puccini, the people who held the copyrights for Tosca, for Puccini's music, that was just like 25 years earlier or something. They sued and won because that opening melody, apparently it's very close to a ripoff of the final tenor aria, E lucevan le stelle. Ba, 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 ba. Bible on Avalon. Bible. Babylon. Oh, right. Babylon. Avalon. Oh, there's a second verse. So every morning, by the way, Avalon. I don't know what Avalon is. I thought it was a mythical place like Atlantis or Shangri-La or Bali High or Hoboken, somewhere mythical. But it turns out it's just a town in California. Just before I sailed away, she said the words I longed to hear her say. I tenderly caressed her. That's old-timey talk for groped. I tenderly caressed her. Close to my heart I pressed her upon that golden yesterday. I found my love in Avalon beside the bay. I left my love in Avalon and sailed away. I dream of her and Avalon from dusk. This guy sleeps a lot. He dreams of her from dusk till dawn. That's a long sleep in in the winter. That's like 12, 13 hours. From dusk till dawn, and so I think I'll travel on to Avalon. Toyota Avalon, mid-size car. Oh yeah, that is it. That mid-size sedan is an Avalon. Avalon is in, what are you talking about, Maryland? It's California, according to Wikipedia. Now we got to get out the Atlas. We got to get out Wikipedia. Good evening. I'm Ethan Hirschenfeld. This is the No Show. This is Hakeem Jeffries talking to you. This is my impression of Hakeem Jeffries. If you see any videos of Hakeem Jeffries, I think he took a workshop on hand gestures while public speaking. So he makes a gesture on every word or syllable. It's like semaphores at the airport on the runway. I am a fan, and I voted and will continue to vote for Hakeem Jeffries, but he needs a free consultation. Mr. Jeffries, if you are listening to this or seeing this, I am offering you my free services to teach you how to effectively use hand gestures, and this is not how to do it. This is when someone's upset with you, how they talk to you. Oi, I told you not to drive the car when you only had a learner's permit. You gotta wait till you have a license. I don't care what they told you at the DMV. Oi. I'm not a da 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 da. Every morning memories stray. It's a very nice, I was going to say miasma, but it's a melisma. Stray. That's correct. Donald in Sacramento has put. Donald, you happen to mention the only political impersonation I do. I did. You could see it on my album. Bernie, he talks like this. He like he's typing. Like he's typing out with his hand. I do not believe that that is a correct policy for us to follow for the good of the American people, for the families, for the working people. Wah, 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 wah. It's like he's follow the bouncing finger. I dream of her. So this guy leaves Avalon. He meets a woman he loves in Avalon. Then he leaves Avalon, and then he decides, you know what, I'm going back to Avalon. You know, the narrative is not that enthralling. The woman might be enthralling, but the narrative is not. But it's a nice song. However, the other interesting thing with this song is that Al Jolson elbowed his way into the writing credit. He didn't write it, from what I can tell. From everything I can tell about the way Al Jolson appears on stage, I never saw the guy. He was before my time. But from the videos, I find him very off-putting, very annoying, a huge ego in an obnoxious way. I find him just obnoxious. So I wasn't surprised to read. The song was possibly written by Rose, so Vincent Rose wrote it, but Jolson's popularity as a performer allowed him to claim composer co-credit. Originally, only Rose and Jolson were credited, and then Buddy DeSilva, who we've seen in lots of other songs of the period. Buddy DeSilva's name was added later. It's a jazz standard. You can see the song, like I mentioned, there was a lawsuit. They had to fork over 25 grand, which back in 1920, 25 grand, you could buy yourself a nice big house. So they were Puccini's publishers were rewarded $25,000 and all subsequent royalties for the song by the court, because it was a ripoff apparently of E lucevan le stelle. That's the aria before the tenor goes off to be accidentally or unwittingly executed in Tosca. The song was included in the biographical films The Jolson Story, 1946, The Benny Goodman Story, 1956. at the piano, Sam Dooley Wilson plays the song at the piano right before he plays As Time Goes By in Casablanca. It's in a lot of movies, and it appears in It's a Wonderful Life, 1946. It plays in the background in the party scene about 35 minutes into the film, when George Bailey's mother urges George to pay a visit to Mary Hatch. So look for the song Avalon next time you watch It's a Wonderful Life. Every morning, Donald, hopefully you'll get to see me. Maybe I'll get back on the stand-up stage and make it to Sacramento. That would be fun to perform for you in person. Jolson was a corker. I got to look up that word. I feel like that's not a nice thing to say about someone, and I'm just curious what it means. Corker. Corker. Oh, an excellent or astonishing person or thing. Huh. A corker. Is that what you meant? He's a good guy? Every morning memories fly. A porker. Oh, I don't think he was a porker. He was a slim guy, I think. La, la, la. This is the nosho. Welcome to the nosho. I am Ethan Hirschenfeld. It's hard to do that. Ethan Hirschenfeld, that's me. This is the nosho. It happens every single night at 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast, and 3 p.m. in Hawaii. You can watch the show any night and every night. It began almost 1 year ago. The 1 year anniversary is fast approaching on July 14th, Bastille Day. The 1 year anniversary of the SAG-AFTRA strike beginning. That will be the 1 year anniversary of this show. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing this with someone you love. La 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 la. Oh, neuro, I get it. Now I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I didn't. Yes, yes. That's a horrible thing of Jolson's past, which I think is quite well known. The Road to Mandalay. My grandpa would sing The Road to Mandalay to me and my cousins in the old truck. Interesting. The Road to Mandalay. I know the title. I don't know the song. I'm going to look that up. All right. So when I was looking at, oh, by the way, I got the old ukulele back. The Sherwood. I got it back from Brooklyn Luthier. Brooklyn Luthier. It's a Sherwood, which was made by Gretsch, as I mentioned. And so what they did was they put on normal size ukulele pegs, because last time they put on these beautiful, elaborate things that were incredibly heavy. So the whole thing tilted like this. But now it's actually, it's quite playable. I'm going to do it. You can hear what they sound like. Here's the new ukulele, the Mahalo. And here's the old one. It's interesting. It's like a brighter, it's weird. It's like, I feel like this one is warmer and brighter at the same time. Wah, wah, wah. I really hear that E ringing out. Wah. Anyway, I got the two of them now. One of them will stay here and one of them will travel up to live in Massachusetts. Yeah, it's very nice. This Brooklyn Luther, oh my God, let me give a shout out to these people. If anyone happens to be in need of work on a string instrument, they say on their website they will not work on any plastic instruments or on some other instrument I've never heard of, but they work on everything, like all string instruments, like electric guitars, acoustic guitars, basses, lutes, mandolins. I don't know about lyres. Anyway, in Gowanus, they're downstairs in a beautiful old factory building. And I think the building was a cannery. It was something interesting and industrial. So they put these really fancy knobs. I know they're not called knobs, but I can't think of the word. They put these fancy schmancy things on there from Germany that were beautiful and worked really cool, but really smoothly. But they were too heavy. And they were pretty pricey. So then this thing sat, because I was away a long time, this thing sat with the new ones, the smaller ones that they put on, which are also really nice. It sat, and when I went and picked it up today, she also handed me an envelope with cash in it. Because these ones, the hardware cost less than those other ones. So she gave me the difference in cash, which I couldn't believe because, she had stored the thing for like 6 weeks or 8 weeks. So I gave her some of the cash as a thank you for the storage. But wah, 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 wah. Neuro says you get a brighter tone near the bridge. Oh, I'll buy that. And then I see people really with the ukulele strumming way up here, not over the hole, but way up on the neck. Brooklyn Luthier. Okay. All right. What's the other song I wanted to do tonight? I had a thing in mind and I wrote it down, and then I saw it wasn't public domain. So, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think I'm going to be a real renegade. Wah 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 na 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 na. I'm gonna be a scofflaw tonight. There it is. By the way, my little plan last night for the iced coffee, tonight it kind of worked out. I had the frozen pint glass, frozen 1.5 inches of water, big ice cube, poured the coffee over, and then that plug of ice floated up. The difference being that tonight the coffee had been sitting on the stove all day. When I poured hot water in there, it didn't work. Okay. You gotta live, you gotta give a little, take a little, and let your poor heart break a little. That's the story that's the glory of love. You gotta laugh a little, cry a little, before the clouds roll by a little. That's the story that's the glory of love. As long as there's the two of us, we got the world and all its charms. And when the world is through with us, we got each other's arms. You gotta win a little, lose a little, and always have the blues a little. That's the story that's the glory of love. And now we whistle. And now we're going to whistle the B section. You gotta win a little, lose a little, and always have the blues a little. That's the story that's the glory of. That's the story that's the glory of. That's the story that's the glory of love. All right, that's a nice song about love. I wouldn't say it's a love song, because a love song is usually someone professing their love to someone else. Like, I love you so much, my head's gonna explode. That's a love song. But love is like a roller coaster. That's not a love song so much, I think. That's a song about love. So this is more of oh, you know what, I'm wrong, because the B section is a love song. As long as there's the two of us, we got the world and all its charms. We got the world and all its charms. And when the world is through with us, we got each other's arms. Okay, so it is a love song. It's a it's a roller coaster song and a head exploding song. It's I love you so much, my head's gonna explode, and here's what love is like. So it's a twofer. Billy Hill wrote the words and music. Billy Hill lived from 1899 to 1940. Oh my gosh. I know we probably looked this up before. I want to see what happened to him. Billy Hill, composer and violinist. He wrote some great Western songs, including, he found fame writing Western songs, including They Cut Down the Old Pine Tree, Wagon Wheels, Empty Saddles. Paul McCartney also recorded the Glory of Love. He was born, I remember this, Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts. Studied violin at the New England Conservatory. Played with the Boston Symphony. Headed west at the age of 17. Worked as a surveyor in a cowboy in Montana and a surveyor in Death Valley. Wow. Formed his own jazz band in Salt Lake City. Moved in 1930 to New York City. Found success as a songwriter. He died of heart failure in a Boston hotel room on Christmas Eve, 1940, at the age of 41. Heart failure in a Boston hotel room. As long as there's the two of us, we got the world and all its charms. And when the world is through with us, we got each other's arms. Ethan, how are the fireworks and the dogs? Oh, so the dogs are up in Massachusetts with Kirsten, and the fireworks up there are very limited. They really just happen on the night of. But you're right. Thank you for the reminder. It's important to turn on a lot of white noise. And by white noise, I mean the sound of a lot of Republicans complaining about real estate prices. That's my white noise joke. No, it's good to turn on some fans and the air filter, and we have one of those hoods over an electric stove, and the fan over the hood makes a nice solid racket. If I'm not back up there by July 4th, we got to do that. Thank you, Mila. You like my white noise joke. We got each other's arms. Yeah. I think there was an op-ed by that woman who's a naturalist in the New York Times, an op-ed against fireworks. I support her completely. Fireworks are ridiculous. It's like simulated warfare. Why would anyone? What the hell is wrong? It's really bad. It's really bad what's going on with the world, with our country. You gotta live a little, die a little. No, that's not the lyrics. Wow, 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 wonder why a little, why a little. That's the story of. Oh, page 29. That's one more song I wanted to do tonight. 1919. Oh, yummy. That's good. That's an espresso I made this morning. It sat on the stove for probably 9 hours, and then I just poured it over some ice. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, sorry about your fireworks, the noises. Yeah, I probably told this. I might have told this last year. This story. But we had a German Shepherd, a white German Shepherd in the Bronx in 1977, approximately, and we went out on July 4th and came back, and the dog was covered in soot from the fireplace and the chimney, because in the neighborhood we lived in, which was a Neapolitan neighborhood, a lot of Italian families, a lot of them from the south of Italy, where they really like their fireworks. So it would really sound like a war zone for a few hours. I don't know where we went, but when we got back, the dog was gray, a little bit black, this white shepherd named Snoopy. Snoopy was covered in soot because she had panicked. It's just sad. She panicked. She was terrified, and she tried to run out of the house, up the chimney. Poor dog. I'm going to play the old ukulele again. I'm enjoying this. Yeah, poor Snoopy. Baby, won't you please come home? This is like a song to Snoopy, who's trying to run out up the chimney. Come home, Snoopy. Baby, won't you please come home? 'Cause your daddy's all alone. I have tried in vain, never no more to call your name. When you left, you broke my heart, because I never thought we'd part. Every hour of the day you will hear me say, baby, won't you please come home? Daddy needs mama. Baby, won't you please come home? When you left, you broke my heart, because I never thought we'd part. Every hour of the day you will hear me say, every hour of the day you will hear me say, baby, won't you please come home? Daddy needs mama. Baby, won't you please come home? Yeah, that's a nice song. 1919, Baby, Won't You Please Come Home. Words and music by Charles Warfield and Clarence Williams. How's everyone doing this evening? Yeah, up the chimney. Poor Snoopy. That's right, Jill. They're bad for here. Jill sums it up. Fireworks are horrible for wildlife, pets, veterans, people with epilepsy. I wish people cared more. Exactly. Society. I wish society cared more, you said. That's exactly right. There are all kinds of things that people want to do because of tradition. Oh, it's a tradition. Oh, we always did it. Well, stop doing it. We live, we learn, we progress ideally, and we can change our behavior based on the things we learn. Did anyone do a secret act of kindness today, like we mentioned last night, the 7-day experiment? I think I might have forgotten. I might have failed on day one. Every hour of the day you will hear me say, baby, won't you please come home? La 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 la. Oh yeah, not fair on the hard of hearing also. Baby, won't you please come home? Okay, here's another exercise to think about. Also from this Mindfulness on the Go book by Jan Chozen Bays. Here we go. Waiting. Here's the waiting. Oh, you picked up trash that didn't belong to you when no one was looking. Beautiful. Thank you, Dave. You remembered. That's awesome. Let me think. Maybe I did do something. Maybe it was secret even to myself. Oh, I did do something. I did. Let me tell you what I did. I met my friend for a bite. The restaurant wasn't open yet, so we were sitting outside on a bench. And then at some point, he spilled a little bit of his coffee. So there was a wet bit of the bench. Just a little bit of coffee. But I thought, well, I don't want someone, we got up to leave, but I didn't want someone to then sit there and get a wet ass. That's not nice to get a wet butt, especially if it's coffee. So I had spotted while we were sitting there waiting that on another table nearby, there was a black book. And I thought that looks like it could be someone's journal or a Bible. And when we got up, I saw it was a Bible. It was the Holy Bible. It was one of those, I think maybe it's the Jehovah's Witnesses, or it's from some organization that hands them out. In any case, I took the Bible and I placed it. It was just damp, and it had a good cover on it. But I placed the Bible on that wet coffee spot on the bench so that someone wouldn't sit on the wet Anyway, there it is. That was something. Anyway, here's the waiting exercise. Anytime you find yourself waiting, when you're in line at the store, waiting for someone who's late, or waiting for the please wait icon on your computer screen to go away, take this as an opportunity to practice mindfulness, meditation, or prayer. There are several good mindfulness practices for waiting time. One is mindfulness of the breath, beginning with a few deep breaths to help dispel body tension. Another useful practice is listening to sounds, opening and expanding. When you find yourself being annoyed that you have to wait, remind yourself, this is terrific. I have some unexpected time to practice mindfulness. So the thing to do then is when you're waiting, David Foster Wallace, the author, had a good thing about this also in one of his essays. He delivered a graduation speech at a college, which was amazing, where he told the graduates, a lot of your life is what you're going to be doing in your mind when you're sitting in traffic, or when you're heading somewhere, when you're in line at the grocery store. That's what life is. And the life and the decision you have over the decisions that you make at that moment of what are you going to occupy your mind with in those moments, that determines what your life is like in large part. So this is a nice invitation to, when you're in one of those annoying moments where you're waiting for something, to try to reframe it as an opportunity to chill out, to just listen to your breath, to tune into the different senses. So there it is. Oh, you did that same deed last week of putting a Bible on top of a coffee stain? That's weird. What do you know? What are the chances? Oh, nice. You let a older lady than yourself go ahead, and she thanked you. Very nice. I watched a trashy movie. All right, that's good also. Songs are good in those moments also. Songs, sure. I'll be here at 9 always, every night at 9 always. When the things you've planned need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair always. Days may not be fair like fair weather, but they may not be fair. Things might not be fair. I only had to sing that song 100 times to realize the double entendre. That's when I'll be there always, not just for an hour, not just for a day, not just for a year, but always. All right, I'm here every night at 9. Tomorrow morning at 9, I'm going to be in Astoria, Queens, recording some auditions, one for a movie and one for a TV show. That's what's happening. So that's my morning. And then at some point, I'm going to drive back up to Massachusetts, but it might be Friday when I do that. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Yes, so let's everybody remember to do a secret or anonymous act of kindness tomorrow. I'm going to remember tomorrow. Okay, everybody. Sleep well.